So here we are at the close of our second day of the celebrations for the British Music Hall Society's 50th anniversary here at Wilton's Music Hall. And we've had some rare treats today, but we closed with an absolute corker, which was the gorgeous, gorgeous June Whitfield on stage reminiscing about her show business career and being interviewed by none other than Alan Tichmarsh. Now, what is Alan Tichmarsh doing treading the stage at Wilton's Music Hall for the Society's 50th anniversary, I hear you ask? So we thought it was about time he accounted for himself. So come on, Mr. Stimicity, what are you doing here?
Well, my official capacity is a life patron of the British Music Hall Society, but I met my wife in an operatic society, and we have been part of a music hall group called London Pride Musical for 30 odd years now. So we just love musical, we always have. Right from being a kid and watching the good old days with Leonard Sachs on the box, which I know was a sort of, television version of musical, but looking at old films and old song sheets and things. So, I've got my little repertoire and my special step that I do when I'm doing I Must Go Home Tonight and things like that. I love it, always loved it.
So this is your secret life then, isn't it? Because not everybody knows about this, do they?
No, some do. So I used to have what a friend of mine called a pseudonym when we went on the stage. When we started a pseudonym, when we started doing it, I wasn't on the box. I wasn't known, and then it began to get more. It's him, it's the gardener doing the thing. So I then, trying to remember what my name was. Was it Freddie? What was my stage name? Freddie. So my middle name is Fred. So I called myself Freddie something, not Freddie Frinton. But music hall is a gas. I mean, why it's disappeared from the box, I don't know. Probably because it doesn't appeal to the teens and 20s, but it would if it were there. And I can quite see it becoming a cult again, because it's fun. My wife is a choreographer and dancer and teaches it in schools, and whenever she does a review and teaches musical songs, these girls of about 15, 16, well 10 right the way through to school leaving age adore it. And it's a great gift, musical. It's lovely.
Do you not think it actually has far greater impact, though, on stage? It's a live thing, and maybe it is better than television.
It is, and the twinkle in the eyes, and you feel it across the footlights.
The energy,
yes.
You get the emotion of it as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
And there's such an enormous repertoire of songs, and we were still finding new ones, even after 30 odd years of raking through loads of sheet music. And you say, listen to this, and you think, where's that been? Whether it's Gilbert the Filbert or Galloping Major, all that kind of thing.
Many of them very, very moving indeed, and very much a social sort of commentary as well, but, often commenting on social conditions and things like that.
Well, what, they're moving father's grave to build a sewer, that kind of thing. One of my, which I was described by the Master of Ceremonies as being a pathetic song, pathetically sung, was Sterndale Bennett's Leanin', and that's my sort of little signature tune. And that's
a
party piece. It's a sad story about a man who had a dog who's now died, and you think, oh God, this is pathetic. But actually people sniffling at the end, because he was so attached to this dog, and he says, now there's just a mound underneath the elm. Reckon folks would laugh at me if I were to tell them why I'm leaning on a gate across from where my old dog do lay. And it's terribly, sweet.
Tugs at the heartstrings. Well, yesterday, actually, Jules Holland was here, and he and Roy did the most beautiful rendition of While London Sleeps, and that was really very, very poignant.
Yes,
very poignant.
Great musician, Jules. Great.
Oh, he was extraordinary. It was such a privilege to have him here. We also managed to catch a few words with him as well, which you can catch on YouTube now, for those of you who'd like to know. Have you been to Wilton's before? Have you been in this building before?
My wife's been to this building before. I haven't, so it's wonderful. So I went on and did my bit with June, and then said to Alison, I need now to go to the back of the auditorium and see what I've been, not performing, because I was in the interview in June and she was doing the performing, if you like, but seeing what I've been working on. And it's the most wonderful, it's the height of it really, which is quite surprising. The scale, it's beautiful.
It is sort of suggested that maybe the height might have been to do with either the trapeze artists who performed here, or possibly quite a few music halls like this were actually designed by church architects. A lot of non-conformist chapels had very similar architecture. And also the horseshoe balcony, because the way that is built actually allows whoever's on stage or a preacher in a pulpit to be able to make eye contact around the room with absolutely everybody.
Which is what the musical artist wants.
Absolutely.
I even passed Max Miller on the stairs, which was quite exciting.
Which one? We've had a few in the building this weekend.
Well, he had short trousers like he used to be.
Could have been anyone. Well, thank you very much, Alan, for being here.
It's
and
been a
for
delight.
doing this wonderful closing session tonight.
No,
But just
pleasure.
before we go, there's just something I'd like to say, because this is so surreal, it's just ridiculous. Not only was Alan on the stage at Wilton's this evening introducing the lovely June, but he actually said the word vajazzle, and I just have to tell everybody that. Did you ever imagine in your wildest dreams you would live to see the day that you would be on that stage for the first time and you would say that word?
No.
No.
And now I'm going home
Well, there you go.
to look it up and find out what it means.
You've realised you're in the show. Alan Tichmarsh, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.